Hello again, Sean at Crest Investigations here in Northwich in Cheshire. Yeah, just another update with regards to some of the services that we can provide for both individuals and businesses in the locality. I'm often asked with regards to some of the services that we provide, exactly, what can you do for us, particularly as a company, shall we say, in regards to employment issues? Well, there are many things that we can do, particularly to do with access to the certain data sets and software that we have, that we pay for, which we have access to. One of those is the vetting of potential employees. If you have an employee or employees, potential employees shall we say, who provide you with certain information on their CVs, with regards to their previous work history, their life history, their qualifications, etc., etc. You may want to verify this. This is one service that we can do on a very efficient basis, quite cost effective, shall we say, and it won't cost you too much money. The average vetting check that we will provide will probably be around about £75 for a basic vetting check. This will give you peace of mind, obviously. Well, let's put it this way, for the sake of spending a few pounds early on in the pre-employment stage, shall we say, this can save you a lot of heartache, time, effort, cost, in employing the wrong person or persons who can then severely affect your business, your image, etc., etc., further down the line. So yeah, essentially, if you want people checking from an employment basis, this can involve criminal disclosures. Though everybody seems to think that anybody can get a criminal disclosure on somebody. You can get a basic disclosure, but everything you have to the person whose details you're vetting, shall we say, they have to give consent to all of this. You can't just go and approach the police or whatever and just say, look, we want to check the person's criminal history, we want a CRB check, as it used to be called, doing on this person. You have to have a level of consent. Again, this is something that we can do for you. It can be provided as part of the package that we would do on the vetting process. Depending on the level of vetting that you want to do, there are different levels, you see, of criminal vetting, all involving extra costs. The further and more in depth, the bigger the cost. That's something we can speak to you about at the time, but most people tend to be happy with the basic disclosures, which we can provide in a very cost-effective way. Sickness. You may have individuals working for you, or an individual. You may have an issue with regards to one or two individuals who are basically affecting the rest of the staff as well. That's all it takes, one bad apple, and everybody seems to jump on the bandwagon. You as an employer do not want that, obviously, for obvious reasons. We can look into this person's sickness record. We can look at the person, at their daily life, their lifestyle. Well, on periods of sickness, what does this person get up to? Where do they go? Who do they see? What activities are they engaged in? Are they actually sick? Or are they quite healthy? These are all things that we can do for you at Crest Investigations. In fact, this is our bread and butter, to be honest. Why would you, for the sake of spending a few £100s to employ a good private investigator to get you evidence of a person's activities which totally and utterly knocks out of the park any claims that they may have against your company for sickness-related or work-related injuries, shall we say? For the sake of spending a few pounds and getting that information in the proper fashion, presented in a proper way, for the sake of doing that, that can cause you or can protect you from some further very, very hefty costs, not only on a financial basis but from a company business relations basis also. So sickness and feigned sickness, etc., that's all stuff that's bread and butter to Crest Investigation, so just get in touch with us and we'll tell you what we can do for you. Brand theft or misuse is another thing that we can do for, tends to be the larger companies, but not necessarily. You have worked maybe for many years in a locality and built up a certain persona or a brand, branding that is instantly recognisable. You have a certain reputation that is taking you time, cost, a lot of money, a lot of effort to get to that level of recognition. All for somebody to come along, be it an outsider, somebody who's basically copying the things that you do, services, products that you provide, or somebody from the inside, an employee or an associate, another business, stealing your brand, stealing your business identity. This is big business these days, particularly with large corporate businesses. We've all heard of corporate theft, and there are some very high profile, very expensive cases that have taken place. Yes, brand theft, as I was just talking about before the camera cut out there. Yes, this is another aspect of work that we can do for you. With regards to a lot of business, excuse me, position the camera. There we go. With regards to a lot of the business aspects, corporate stuff that we can do for you, there are certain specialist services that we can employ indirectly, shall we say, from other members of the ABI and other contacts that we have individually. I'm thinking particularly to do with forensic accounting, phone forensics, data processing, computer forensics, etc., etc. If you find that you're in a position whereby, particularly financial inquiries and fraud inquiries, the examination of computer data, mobile data, financial data would assist your plight, then this is something that we can do. It's not something that we would do directly ourselves because we tend to be more general investigations, i.e. we cover a large aspect, a wide varying aspects of investigation. But we can farm this issue of work out to certain contexts that we use on a regular basis, or should I say on a basis, an ad hoc basis as and when we need. Now these people that I'm talking about are in the main ex-police officers who are specialists in the field. These can be costly, I'm not going to lie to you. Anything involving a level of specialism is going to cost money. This has to be weighed up obviously with regards to the benefits for the individual and for the individual case. But this is something that we can do and do. So again, if this is something that is of interest to you, you can come on the phone to me and we'll have a chat about it and we'll see what we can do for you. Undercover work is another thing that some, but not all, private investigating firms will engage in. Again, this is another bit of a myth really, whereby people think it's a piece of cake to follow somebody in, let's say, the business environment. I'm thinking particularly with regards to undercover workers. This is something that can be done. Does tend to be a little costly, but again it tends to be with regards to businesses that are able to swallow the costs a lot better than individuals or small one-man bands, etc. Undercover work can be done in various guises, males, females, certain specialisms. I'll give you an example. A warehouse operative or cataloguing firm involving a lot of staff, a lot of procedures, a lot of mechanisms, a lot of stuff that's going on around, busy environments. These are relatively easy to do because it involves a lot of, shall we say, relatively unskilled individuals. Almost anybody can undertake the persona of a relatively unskilled individual and intercept any market, any business, and fit in quite easily and obtain very valuable information. The smaller the company, obviously the harder it is. The smaller the amount of employees, the harder it is. Not impossible, but obviously the smaller the company, the bigger the specialism, the more the cost. I know I keep coming back to cost, but it's a reality. Undercover work is something that can be done. It's not something we do all the time, but it can be done. It's not something we specialise in, but we do have contacts that can do so. So if you've got any problems with regards to employment, particularly with regards to undercover reporting, give us a ring. We'll put you in touch with the right people, or we can take the job on ourselves and subcontract some of the more specialist stuff. But essentially it's something we can do, and we do. So again, give us a ring. So that's it, just a couple of points just to keep our video blogs of our varying interest. So that's me again, that's Sean, Crest Investigations. Don't forget to get in touch via the website or the phone number, which I have with me 24/7, as I said before, 079 259 25977. And my name's Sean, Crest Investigations. Until next time, bye for now.